Good evening and welcome to Williams-Brice Stadium here on this Thursday night, the start of South Carolina football. I'm Brian Principe for Capital City Sports, and welcome to the start of the 2014 season. So the South Carolina Gamecocks look to extend their home winning streak to 19 games, but the Texas A&M Aggies with new quarterback Kenny Hill look to spoil the party that Gamecock fans hoped for. So let's see what the highlight has to offer here from Williams-Brice Stadium. Cross-division SEC play here as we have South Carolina and Texas A&M kicking off the college football season, and new A&M quarterback Kenny Hill would start the party for the Aggies, finding a wide-open Ricky Seals-Jones, who appears to have a touchdown but is ruled down at the 1-yard line. But A&M would find the end zone as Tra Carson punches it in for a 1-yard score, and the Aggies are up 7-0. South Carolina would sputter in their first drive, and the Aggies would march right back down the field as Kenny Hill scrambles for a first down on this play, and the Aggies were in business in South Carolina territory. The Gamecock defense would tighten and hold A&M to a Josh Lambo field goal that extended the lead to 2 scores over the Gamecocks. But a senior connection here between Dylan Thompson and Nick Jones would work well as Thompson unloads a 69-yard bomb, and yep, he's gone. Touchdown Carolina, and the Gamecocks get back into it with the long ball. Hill and the Aggies are up for an old Texas shootout at Williams-Brice, and this screen of Malcolm Kennedy starts a drive for A&M and would lead to this pitch and catch between Hill and Seals-Jones that would put the Aggies up 10 again over the Gamecocks. But it was an air raid for Carolina as Thompson heaves a 49-yard pass on the near sideline. Demir Bird flies away with 6 as the Gamecocks are now down 3 to the Aggies. The story of the game would be the ability of A&M to respond as the Gamecock defense failed, and Edward Pope would haul in this 14-yard catch, doing his best bird flap. The story would be the same in the second half as we watched Hill rewrite the A&M record books with plays like this beautiful pitch and catch to Josh Reynolds, extending the Aggie lead to 4 scores, 38-14. Carolina would get scores from Pharaoh Cooper and a gorgeous touchdown catch from Nick Jones in the third quarter. But a costly throw from Dylan Thompson towards Shaq Rowland will be picked off by true freshman Armani Watts late in the third when the Gamecocks had a chance to cut the Aggie lead to 10. And from there, A&M would dominate the fourth and defeat Carolina at home for the first time since 2011. Here's Coach Steve Spurrier after the game.
It wasn't funny. Out-coached us, outplayed us, better prepared. They knew what they were doing. They only rolled up, 680 yards. We had to throw the ball way too much to try to make some yards. Didn't run well at all, and didn't have a chance to even stay out on the field very long. But give them credit. They're a much better team than we are. We'll regroup and come back and try to fight again against East Carolina in 9 days and see if we can look like we know what we're doing as coaches. Try to put our players in position. I think our players are better than what they showed, but I don't know. We had no pass rush, and coverage was so-so, and they knew what they were doing.
So an absolutely stunning loss here for South Carolina as they fall to Texas A&M in their home opener 52-28 as Kenny Hill sets a school record 511 passing yards for the Aggies in his first start in an A&M uniform. So life after Johnny Manziel might not be all too bad for the Aggies as fans once thought it might be. So 3 things we learned here tonight. The A&M defense pretty much stopped South Carolina's offense, and Dylan Thompson really didn't look in sync most of the game, so that needs to be tightened up. The defense for South Carolina certainly needs to be tightened up going into the next game against East Carolina. And third, Kenny Hill looks like to be the real deal for A&M going on to the remainder of the season. So we come back a week and a half next week on Saturday night, 7 o'clock here at Williams-Brice Stadium is the next one for the Gamecocks as they take on East Carolina as the Pirates roll into Williams-Brice Stadium. So for now, that's all for tonight here at Williams-Brice Stadium. I'm Brian Principe, Capital City Sports.